everyone, it's Paige. We're back for another YouTube video. So today's gonna be something a little bit different. I'm in Myrtle Beach. It's the grand opening of the Dustin Johnson Golf School. So I'm gonna show you around a little bit here. We'll do a little vlog style. They're also doing his golf tournament, his junior golf tournament. So I'm gonna show you a little bit about that. It's at TPC Myrtle Beach, so maybe I can give you some behind the scenes of the golf course, the juniors playing, and also the grand opening here. So we'll get into that. I'll show you kind of around the new golf school because it's pretty cool, and we'll see other fun things we can think of while we're here. So as I told you, we were at the Dustin Johnson Golf School opening today, and it's been really exciting. We ran into some really cool people. We have a very special guest today on my YouTube channel. I've never had a guest before. You're the first one.
Really?
This is Michael
Fantastic.
Breed, one of the best golf swing instructors in the world. He is awesome in the world.
Thank you, Paige.
Of course.
I appreciate that.
Of course. So I always get a lot of comments about what drills I can do or things to improve as an amateur player, and I think I'm a pretty good golfer, but I'm not a world-class swing instructor. So what do you think that you should do to just kind of quickly improve your game without a complete swing overhaul?
So a couple of things here. One of the things that I think that helps people, no matter what level of ability, is not being afraid to tee a golf ball up.
Okay.
So many times, in fact, when I was working at Augusta back in the early 90s, I watched Nick Faldo hit golf balls on a Wednesday before Masters, which he ended up winning.
Yeah.
And he and his caddy, Fanny, would tee up every ball. Now, so you would ask, well, why would I tee up a golf ball? And it makes things easier, and it allows you to make motion without trying to help the ball get up into the air.
Okay.
So I'm a big fan of letting people tee the ball up, get used to the motion, and then slowly lower the tee height so that eventually it feels like it's on a tee but it's sitting on the ground. And then when you have that done, now you can go ahead and hit it. So
can you show us a couple?
What I like to do is I'm just going to tee the ball, and then all I want to do is just make whatever motion that I'm working on here. Now what ends up happening too is that as you get better and better and better, you start then understanding where the low point of the swing is. So if I'm a better player, I start focusing on, well, getting the bottom of the arc to happen in front of the tee. So now the tee is giving me a point of reference, right?
So I know a lot of people will ask, well, how do you take a divot? And they might be saying, because my commenters are a bit hateful sometimes, and they're always—
Don't you hate that when that happens?
They're always questioning what I'm saying.
I hate that.
So they might say that, hey, I'm teeing it up. How is that going to help me one day take a divot?
So it's going to tell you not only where you're taking a divot, but how to take a divot, right? Because you start thinking that the ball's this much in the air, and now you have to go down and you have to go get it. So it's incentivizing the chest to stay down or low through the shot. So many times people don't take divots because their chest is rising through the shot when the ball is up into the air, and now I'm trying to get the club into the ground. Now all of a sudden you realize where the chest is and how to get that chest on or in front of the golf ball, right? So if I get to here, now I'm going to go, okay, I want to get this club into the ground on this side of the ball. So now my focus is not necessarily hitting the ball, but hitting the ground after it. And that didn't quite go the way I'd hoped, so then you go and hit it again. And one of the things that I love about practice is it gives you instant feedback. So I go, well, you know what, I didn't do what I wanted to do there. Okay, so now I got to do this a little bit more. Now I hit the shot. Now you can see the brush point of the grass is right here, and you see the angle that the tee is at. So the tee is now taller, and it was kicked a little forward. So that means that the club, as it comes down into the strike, is in this fashion here instead of back here like that.
Well, and sometimes you don't need to take huge divots that
In
you
fact,
see.
you don't want to.
Exactly, because I know one of my swing problems that I have is I get steep on it, and I do kind of dig, and I take those big divots, but they're not the proper divots or what I should be doing. And I noticed when I actually started to hit it better and come a little bit more on plane from the inside, I wasn't taking as big of a divot, but my ball flight was a lot better.
Well, and there you go. So that's another great point. So if you're, and this is why I think tees are such an advantage. First of all, we carry them with us everywhere we go.
Yeah.
But second is that if I know what I'm doing with the positioning of them, so I've got this one teed up, but now I've got a little problem with, I'm too steep into that. Let's get that out of the way. I'm too steep in what I'm doing, so I want to shallow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tee and I'm going to put it on the top side of that.
Okay.
And now by the club coming from the inside here, it's going to shallow it out, and I won't take a divot at all. In fact, I'll hit this pretty high in the air.
Yeah.
You can see how the ball jumps up into the air, and there's no divot there because I'm now missing that tee. So as I shallow it out, that's what I say, use a tee or tees to help you improve your game. Very simple to do.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. And
Kidding, I love it. It's great.
If you guys love these tips, where else can they find more from you?
Just go to michaelbreed.com. You can find me there. There's also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and SiriusXM. But go and listen to the show, A New Breed of Golf, every weekday, 8 to 10 in the morning Eastern. So thank you.
Gonna take over my YouTube channel.
No, we're gonna have to come in.
I'll be the Paige and Michael show. I like this though because you can just explain it at a much better level than I can.
I've done it a couple times.
I know, right? But it's great too because I'm always learning and always seeing how I can help people. And I feel like sometimes instructors can make things very complicated.
They want to be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah,
I don't.
Or make like a whole swing change that people just, amateur golfers can't do. So thank you so much for this very simple and easy tip that everyone can do, and try it out at home, and I really hope you enjoyed this.
Both going red? Uh-oh, he's going.
Let's start.
Oh! Oh, a little overfired.
Low's the way to go.
That's
Look
a
out!
we didn't call that it had to fly in the air. All right.
So we are back. We obviously talked about the Dustin Johnson Golf School opening up today, the grand opening, but there's also the Dustin Johnson World Junior going on. So we have a special guest to kind of tell us more about it.
Hey, I'm Scott Thomasello, the tournament director here.
So how many years has this tournament been going on, and what makes it so special?
This is the 4th year of the event. It's really grown into something pretty unique, something that you don't see a lot around the country. You know, what makes it special? Obviously, Dustin being here, being a part of it, wanting to interact with these kids is a big deal. But obviously, if you look out here, there's a huge tour-like experience. So I think that's what really is that staying power for everyone.
So most people kind of just will put their name on something and that's it. How much kind of involvement does Dustin have in this event, and does he actually come out and kind of meet the juniors and hang out with them?
For sure. You know, he was here last night for the Myrtle Beach Hall of Fame induction ceremony this morning. You saw him out here at the golf school interacting with some of his students. But also he came out here on the golf course right now, just hanging out with some kids, hitting a few shots. So he's definitely involved, and when you see the kids' faces when they meet him, they light up, and that's what I like to see.
And not only is this an amazing event, but this golf course, it's world class. It's held at TPC Myrtle Beach. That is really cool that they have a junior event here.
I know, the golf course is fantastic. A lot of people are coming in saying, I can't wait to see this green grass. It's beautiful, one of the best courses in Myrtle Beach, if not the country. And you know, they're hosting great events throughout the year. NCAA regionals are going to be here. They've hosted many great events throughout the year.
That's awesome. And I also noticed, like, you have the huge leaderboard, scoreboard over there. You have all these flags and banners, and it looks like a tour event.
You know, one of the things Dustin said when he first set this up is he was saying to himself, you know, we need these kids to know what it can be like.
Yeah.
And, you know, from the signage to the volunteers on every single hole spot and golf balls, you know, even down to the part where the rough is very thick. They're going to have a good time out there this week. But you know, he wanted it to be as close as the things that he gets day in and day out. The locker room with all the swag inside of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's as close as we can get, you know, to that experience.
And I don't think people realize how good these junior golfers are. Like, they are some really awesome golfers.
That's right. I mean, 25 states are represented here. We've got bounties of state champions from all around the country. You know, we obviously gave a little bit of local flavor from the Carolinas.
Yeah.
We love having, I think we have 25 Carolinians represented in this field, so
Awesome.
that's something we were really striving to get involved.
That's really cool. So I know a lot of parents watch this channel and they're like, how do I get my kids to compete at a high level? Or what's kind of the process with tournaments? And is this a tournament that, you know, anyone can enter? Or how would they get involved with this tournament?
Definitely. The South Carolina Junior program does a lot. So if you're listening from the Carolinas, you know, be sure to get in those one-day events, you know, play in those things that can get you that extra ranking, that extra boost. You know, this is a prestigious event. We do have a great field, but we also have qualifiers. We want every level of junior golfer to get to experience something like this at some point.
So what's the age range? 13
to 18. We do have boys and girls, so, you know, it doesn't matter how young you are. I think we've got kids who are just barely breaking that 13, and then we got the graduating seniors as well. So.
Well, that's awesome. You are doing such a great job with this tournament. Seems like all of the kids and the parents are so happy, and to have Dustin Johnson involved with it. Just keep doing such an amazing job.
Thanks so much. Thanks for being here.
Of course, thank you.